All right, here I am, same exact day, about 4 or 5 hours later. Feeling a bit better, but emotions are fickle. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I think I'll have to give it some time to marinate, let my oscillation go through emotionally, because the oscillations of emotion go by so quickly. Sometimes I can go through a full cycle within like an hour. But yeah, it's been quite some time. But I think I've gotten some more clarity. I'm confident in that. What did I learn? Number one, my theory on emotion is correct. That you do need emotions to do anything. I believe so. Unless I get another paradigm shift. I really do believe humans need emotion to act on basically anything. Anywhere from waking up to eating to drinking, all that stuff. So we need emotion. However, emotions are fickle and they're very difficult to control. Another thing I've really discovered is that this is a good thing that's happening to me. This is not a setback. This is a setback when it comes to tangible progress for the specific goal, but sometimes setbacks are leaps in progress in the long-term goal, which is becoming, going through these specific challenges you've never been through before. That will make you so much a stronger person for the long term. That will serve you in all the goals you hit and just navigating life. So this is really good. I'm learning new shit. After I get through this, I'm going to be that much more strong and that much more invincible, if you will. It's funny because every time I go through a challenge, I feel like nothing's going to stop me. And then there's one thing that fucks me up. I have a few things that are obvious. Like I've never gone through heartbreak, never gone through relationships. I've never had someone close to me pass away that I really cared about, like a close friend. Never gotten homeless. There's all types of shit that I haven't been through. But anyways, besides the point. This is good. And how is it good? Because I am getting a lot more intelligent in this emotion thing, which is managing emotions, knowing about emotions, how to respond to emotions. Because the truth is, yes, I've gone through so much suffering in the past 3 years. Or 2 years, I would say. I've never gone through apathy before. Never really. I was always driven, always motivated, always had some sort of clarity, always had emotional clarity, I should say that. Because even though I didn't have much clarity logically, I would feel the goal. Like I would look at my goal and I would feel the benefit. And no matter what, if I thought about my goal, I would feel somewhat I would always feel this. Even if it was positive or negative, I would feel an attachment to my goal. I would romanticize my goal, which is bad in some things, but at least you have the drive, at least you're motivated, for fuck's sakes, you put important. So I never faced apathy before. I have in very small glimpses, but never enough to do anything. This is the first time I faced apathy that was so strong and so persistent that it's a unique challenge. And yeah, that's a new thing, I guess you could say. There is one more thing I want to talk about though. Oh yeah, this new challenge is making me a lot more well-rounded in terms of my perception of goals and emotion. And drive as well, all that shit. Yeah, pretty much. And so a little bit more about what I learned. I still have a bunch to learn. I'll probably just rewatch the video and I'll learn more. But I saw this YouTube video from this doctor, this clinic psychologist, bro. Clinical psychologist. Really good stuff. But that's the factors of emotion. They are very important. They're the only reason we do shit. They're very fickle. They're uncontrollable. And chasing certain emotions is a mistake. These are all rules that are useful to know because I've been making some of these mistakes. I have been chasing certain emotions That's a huge one. I have been chasing certain emotions. Now, the reason why it's so useful is because there's so many fine lines, right? Like, they all sound contradicting. Like, how can emotions be important, but you're not allowed to chase emotion? Doesn't make much sense, right? But now I know the fine line between, which is good. The other thing about emotions is that, well, to put fickle more into perspective, yes, they change a lot, but sometimes they just go completely. And that's what apathy is where you basically, it's, to summarize it, you feel nothing. You feel empty. You don't feel any attachment, negative or positive, right? There's a difference between feeling a negative emotion and not feeling any emotion. And I think not feeling any emotion is way, way worse than negative emotion. Because negative emotion is very motivating, bro. When you're anxious, when you're sad, when you're mad, those are great motivators, bro. It's when you feel nothing where you truly don't want to do anything, which is horrible, really bad when you're trying to hit a goal. Now, the other thing I learned, the solution, is that, and this is the part I don't understand. I still do not understand where it comes from. I don't know if it's burnout. I don't know if it's whatever. Trauma. I don't know. I have no fucking clue why I'm going through this. All I know is the things about emotion that are true. I know how to respond to it now, to some extent. I don't know how much I believe it yet, but I'm gonna try it. And another thing that I know is that it's temporary. That was a huge one. That's a huge breakthrough, because a part of why I was freaking out so much and destroying my life so much is that I thought that this was gonna be my mental state until I found something I really believed in, and I found a goal that would motivate me so much. I thought it was the truth. I mean, it's logical, right? It's very logical, because if you're feeling empty, then why are you going to stop feeling empty when the conditions are the same? But apparently this guy's telling me that this is just an emotion and that it's temporary. And that though emotions are temporary, even the absence of emotion is temporary. And you kind of just got to let it take its course. That's all I know about it. That's the only part that I'm uncertain. Is I don't know why this is happening. Another breakthrough, dude, this guy hit me with a bunch of he just said shit and then it clicked, all of it was helpful type, my throat is burning right now, so sorry about that. Another thing he said was that trying to understand where the shit comes from is a tall task on a good day, meaning when you're charged, right? I didn't really perceive it like that. I just thought that you need to understand everything, you'll be fine. But another thing I need to realize is that understanding shit like this is not easy, which is a very good relief, because I was feeling so much guilt and shame for not understanding what I was going through. I literally felt like what I was doing was cope. I felt like I was just being a pussy. I felt like I was just I thought that TikTok, because I knew that for a fact that TikTok shop and this new mode of job was not nearly as difficult and painful as the agency. And therefore, I was mentally getting weaker. And I know it's true, but not by much. And so I fed that into the burnout thing. And I really felt like I was getting so mentally weak that I just couldn't do anything all day. I was starting to believe that shit. That's not good to believe. Because then you believe you're just a weak, fucking useless, whatever the fuck, right? But it's not true. Not true. I have got weaker. My routine is not existent, but I still grown from everything I've gone through. I have not regressed so much as I thought I did, But yeah, he was saying that it was a tall task to try to understand this shit, and that you shouldn't try to understand it. Much less when you have no fuel, aka apathy, no attachment to anything to do any actions. How the fuck are you gonna figure it out then? So that was a huge relief. That was a huge... Dude, this guy... This was the video I was looking for, bro. It didn't make me feel motivated. All it did, though, is it gave me a little bit of relief. I was like, wait. I'm starting to understand this a bit more, Dude, normally Normally YouTube videos are pretty dog shit. Like, it's just surface level information. It's pretty pathetic. But sometimes you hit gems, bro. I literally subscribe to this guy, bro. This guy gives really good mental health. His whole mission is that mental health resources are so impractical and that he wants to make real strategies for mental health, which I think is amazing. That's great. Because there's not a lot to life, right? Life is just your mental health, your wealth, health, and relationships. It's all life, and your hobbies, I guess. Like, if you got those down, you're a happy person. All right, whatever. What was more? Okay, so that was like pretty much most or all the breakthroughs I made mentally, learning that about the problem itself. And now the solution, which the solution, I'm not too convicted in it, but I'm convicted enough to where I'm going to try it. It might work. I'm not like, what I'm saying by convicted is I'm not like jumping for joy being like, this is the thing that's going to work. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not really, it sounds okay in theory. He basically said that when you're not feeling the emotion, you just gotta rely on your values and do actions based on your values, and knowing all those rules push through. So knowing that it's temporary, meaning because you know it's temporary, you might as well do the better actions that are going to put yourself in a better position to maybe possibly be more happy in the future, rather than destroying your whole life and you having to crawl back up to your baseline because you destroyed your life so much. I thought it was a pretty solid concept. Okay, cool. That's the solution. Again, most of the shit goes in understanding. And even though I don't understand why it's happening, I do understand what it is, which is good. Difference between what and why. I'm knowing what I'm dealing with. I don't know why I'm dealing with it. It just seems random, I guess. I guess this is the price I'm paying for living a subpar lifestyle, or the amount of work I've been doing, or maybe it's the amount of an emotional toll. And it's like when you press on the brakes on a bike so much, they wear out, you know? And that's kind of like the emotional brakes that I was doing, where I was going through so much emotion this past 2 years, and I just kept working, kept putting myself through pain, kept going through emotion, kept battling with emotion. And I guess this is like, it's like emotional burnout, right? You experience so much emotion that you feel nothing after for a temporary period of time. I don't know. These are just theories. These could be wrong as fuck. I don't think anyone I know currently could tell me why I'm going through this stuff. Really funny though. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Really funny though, that guy who made that amazing video has coaching calls. I'm assuming one-on-one. Hopefully, definitely one-on-one. That's what am I talking about? It's not that bad. When I have like a few thousand in the bank, that'll definitely be something that I'll be interested in if I need it. I would like, if I'm having some crazy mental issues, like, he's definitely one of the people that I'm gonna be like, okay, I want to go to this guy. I want to see what he has to say. And if the call changes my life, if the call is actually really good, keep doing it, man. It's like $150 for 30 minutes, $300 for an hour. That's not bad at all. Especially if you got some huge problems you're dealing with, and like, if you got some huge problems and he actually helps you like really get out of them, that's worth the money, you know? Like, put this problem, right? This problem's pretty fucking big. I'm not gonna lie. Shit like this does not happen that often. Put this in perspective, right? If I didn't have this, if I kept working at the trajectory I was working on, I would be making a video per day, right? For all my brands. One video daily, despite strike, despite everything. I'd be in better health. I'd be in better shape. I'd probably be on the path to, you know, linking up with that girl. And monetary wise as well, I'd be getting paid on time because I'm making the content on time, you know? The reason I'm not getting paid right now is because I've just been in my bed, kind of mentally fucked, you know, apathetic about everything, not working, and not producing enough videos to get paid the retainer. And so that would definitely far exceed $300 and mental suffering and knowledge. So it's just good. It's a lot of value. But yeah, I don't want to make this too long. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Okay, so I think what I want to do, I already indulged a lot today. I'm going to indulge some more, unfortunately. It is Wednesday, so this is going to be another week where Thursday and Friday I'm going to be doing a fuck ton of shit. However, today, I really got to make these videos, man. I cannot go 2 days without making videos and then have a weekend ahead of me. I can't do that. It's just not an option. Not a fucking option. FOMO retainer bump is really, really nice. I wonder how much they bumped it by. If it's like $50, I'm gonna cry. If it's like, dude, even if it's $200 extra a month, that's crazy. That's really good. I'm also gonna calculate how much do bumps equate to in terms of job, because I know when you work a job, getting a 25-cent per hour bump is like, I'm pretty sure that's like not easy to get. Or like 50 cent an hour a bump is not easy to get. I don't remember. I can do the math right now. If you work 40 hours a week, multiply that by, so you got like 160.5. Yeah. 300-ish bucks a month is like the equivalent to a 50-cent raise. So, all right, whatever. I'm thinking right now. Yeah, I'm gonna indulge a bit more, unfortunately. Good thing though is that there's a lot of hours in the day. I might even pull an all-nighter tonight because I've just been so unproductive, and I might just want to, to break the pattern maybe a little bit. Maybe break the pattern with that. I don't know. Indulge a bit, and then we'll make some videos, and then I want to start implementing this stuff. And so this actually aligns with my original plan to some extent. It actually kind of rendezvous to it, because my plan was to just do my routine and see how I felt, which this guy also said that, he also said to not spiral downward with your habits, like your nutrition, all that stuff, despite if you feel empty, because that can actually spiral it down, make the emotions worse, which is cool. It's cool. So yeah, I think that's the plan, man. The plan, really write this down, get some clarity, write down a fucking plan, bro. Actually start executing it, and hopefully we can get out of this apathetic period. And it's, again, I feel a lot of relief because I don't feel like I have to solve the world before I can get out of this. I know that this is, for the most part, uncontrollable, honestly. Like, I don't know why this is happening still, but, not knowing why something is happening sometimes is okay. Knowing that, like, you don't have to solve it. You could just keep doing the right things, let it pass by. It's actually kind of relieving. So knowing that is cool. Keep doing the right things. I know that's temporary, so that's a big relief, because I know that it's going to go away and I'm not going to have to worry about it. It's not another thing on the checklist I have to figure out, it's good. It's good. That's it though. Bye.